It's the power of J Skull.
Yeah, g'day, guys. How are you? It's good to see you. I am Jason, VHS Jason, my host. Jason Roygaston. I'm a bit kind of put out. I'm a bit off kilter here tonight because we're doing, well, Jason, I think I'll just let you take it. What are we talking about tonight?
Well, as I'm sure that many of you probably know, we lost, as I've been calling him, the voice of a legend. John Erwin, the voice of He-Man, the original OG voice of He-Man, passed away earlier this week. And we just thought that we would pause for a moment here on The Power of J Skull and honor the man who brought us the hero that we all know and love, and just kind of reflect on how his performance shaped the character and how much we're going to miss the guy.
You know, he's a voice, I would say, for a Generation X especially, that was like a big part of our lives. If you were into cartoons, that voice, especially He-Man and Master of the Universe, it was right. There was so much that was golden about it. And the biggest thing that stuck out to me, Jace, it was like his voice kind of represented a moral center that was pure and good. And his performance as He-Man is, and I love the other He-Man shows, don't get me wrong, but nothing comes close to the performance he gave us.
If there was one thing that I could attribute to John Erwin's performance of He-Man, it is that it communicated both strength and gentleness at the same time. And I think that is why so many children back in the 80s gravitated towards the character. It was a direct result of John Erwin's performance. He-Man was a person that, thanks to this performance, came off as someone who could be trusted. He was somebody who could not only defend you from being hurt or defend you from evil, but he's somebody who could be your friend as well. And it's John Erwin. If you don't mind, I just want to play a clip that I pulled off of an episode. And whenever I heard that John had passed away, I instantly thought of this clip and what made He-Man the character so great. So this is from an episode called Dawn of Dragoon. And this is He-Man's interaction with a character named Dragoon, who'd basically been enslaving an entire planet during this whole episode. He-Man saves him from falling to his death, and this is the interaction that takes place.
I don't understand. You risked your life to save me? I wouldn't have done that for you.
That's how we're different. I believe in saving lives.
Even your enemies?
I may be your enemy, but you're not mine.
Maybe I've been wrong. Maybe saving lives is better.
You've got some heavy thinking to do. I hope you come to the right conclusion. But if I hear you've returned to your evil ways, I'll be back.
He-Man. Thank you.
That's seminal He-Man right there.
It is.
I may be your enemy, but you're not mine.
Yeah. Look,
that's something that it should come out of Shakespeare.
Yeah,
and I know this is simplistic dialogue. I know, well, maybe saving lives is better. I know that's simplistic dialogue, but the whole thing about I may be your enemy, but you're not mine. You have no idea how much that affects a 10-year-old to hear that.
Well, even younger, and I think that was part of the magic of him too, is when he spoke, you listened, he had that command. And so even when he would deliver the little moral of each episode, when he was doing it, there was something about it that just that tone that as a child you would listen. Like some adults you just don't listen to, right? But it's just that beautiful voice. So to add to what you were saying, yeah, the great thing is you kind of learned stuff with He-Man. You know, you go in and go, oh, look at this muscly dude. He's got his thought. He rides a freaking green tiger. He's awesome. And then you get that added bonus as a kid where you're actually learning very simple stuff from our perspective, but important messaging for children. And I think that's what he offered to the community in that way. to me is as important as Mr. Rogers or any other important Sesame Street, anything else like that. He was a positive messaging for children, and it's incredible.
Yes. John Erwin was legendarily a recluse. He did not
Interesting.
attend any kind of public events. Alan Oppenheimer shared a story one time where he was trying to get John Erwin to join him at a convention and have a He-Man and Skeletor reunion. And John Erwin apparently told him, "I don't look like He-Man, and I don't want anyone to think of me when they hear that voice. I want them to think of He-Man. I don't want them to think of me and be disappointed." To which, of course, Alan was just like, "Well, I don't look like Skeletor, and they love me too." And it kind of breaks my heart because I wonder if Mr. Irwin knew how much he was genuinely loved. And I hope in his final days, I hope that he had some kind of semblance of an idea of that.
I like to
And
think he was aware.
I hope he was. And you know what?
Mm.
The man was he deserved his privacy if he wanted it. And if that is how he wanted to live his life, then I'm glad that he had the freedom to do so. We should also recognize that He-Man and Adam were not his only voice roles. He was also the man who brought Beastman to life. Web Store, Reggie Mantle from Archie, and
Wow.
my favorite that I did not know until after the fact, Morris the Cat from the 9 Lives commercial. 9 Lives? That
Okay, I don't know who that
horrible
is.
cat. Did you never get Morris down in Australia?
No. That's
he was
definitely an
great.
American thing.
He also lent his voice work to Back to the Future Part 2. He was the radio sportscaster who was talking to Biff while
Right.
while he's checking the scores. He did numerous cartoon roles, and his final appearance was, I think, quite appropriate. He-Man and Family Guy.
Hey there, Adam.
Hello, Henry. I have the power!
That was his last voice role, and that was in 2005.
That's look. It was a loss to, I mean, especially us, Jason. We obviously do a podcast on He-Man. We're all in on Masters of the Universe. So it was a bit of a blow to the community. And I must admit, losing people that you admire, celebrities and that, every now and again, you get hit with what you consider a big one. And I definitely consider this one was a big blow to me personally. I was like, oh, wow. Like you feel bad because not only because they've died, but you feel bad because you go, I hadn't thought about him in a while. Now, thankfully, I do a Power of J-Skull podcast, so I'm reminded. But yeah, it's just really sad. It was really tough. So
yeah, and all sympathy and compassion towards his family as well, who experiencing what we're experiencing 100 times.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. But thank you. That's all you can say, and I hope that gets to the family. That thank you, John, for doing what you do. For you, it might have been work. I'm not sure, but to us, it meant so much more.
It did, and I like to think of that old line from Dr. Seuss. Don't cry because it's over, smile because it happened. And John Irwin, we are smiling because you happened, and thank you for bringing this part of our childhood to life. And trust me, you are going to be delivering messages of hope and wisdom to people for generations.
Absolutely. All right, well, we're going to wrap that up. We just want to do this a quick episode, this one, because honestly, he deserves that much respect and reverence that I don't really want to talk about anything else on this episode, but we will be back next time on the Power of J-Skull very soon. So there you go. Thanks, guys, and we'll catch you next time on
The Power of J-Skull.